Hello crafting, we shall be making this beautiful turban headwear with a non-stretchy fabric. What shall we get it fitted to the head? Let's get crafting. We shall start with our turban base. For the length of my turban, I'm using 28, while the width is 24. That is what I'll be working with to make the turban base. So first of all, I'll go and fold the sides of my turban. So to avoid it from fraying, you can go ahead to weave yours, but I'll just fold all around the turban. Then the length part, I will fold it in by 1 inch. That is where we'll start our pleating from. I'll fold it by 1 inch. So I'm done folding all my around my fabric. So this is the 1 inch fold I told you about from the front of your base. So start pleating our turban. If it's your first time pleating, you can go ahead to measure about 1 inch and mark, so you have a straight line. But for me, I'll just go ahead and start pleating. So while you're pleating, you can hold it down with your pins, but I will pleat and sew. As I'm pleating, I'll be sewing mine, but you can go ahead to hold it down with your pins before you take it to your sewing machine to sew. So I'll make 4 pleats for this turban base, but you can go ahead to make as much pleats. But take note that if you want more pleats, the width of your fabric should be longer than the measurement I used if you want more pleats. So just keep that in mind. So I'll make 4 pleats the way you're seeing me do. I'll go to my sewing machine and hold it down. That is what I'll do. Then when I'm done, we'll come back and continue from there. So I'm done with my pleat. So you can see I did 4 pleats. So that is the pleated part of my turban. So I'll fold it over lengthwise. Fold it over lengthwise. Let it be equal, like your fabric is equal with a straight center. So from the closed part, I will measure 2.5 inches and I'll pin down. Now this is the not the pleated part. This is not where we pleated. So just so you know, so I'll make 2.5 inch measurement and pin. Then I'll sew round it. But before I go ahead and sew, let me take all the measurement I need to. From the pleated part, just directly below the pleated part, I'll measure the head circumference I'm working with. I'm working with 23.5 inches head circumference. So I'll also pin that measurement. Then before I go ahead to sew round. Then now for my pleated part, I'll measure it. I got about 3 inches. So now this is the part where we'll attach what will hold our turban base to our head. That is a hand. I want to make a hand. I'll attach the turban base. So for the hand, I use 3 inches, 3.5, because I'll fold it in so that we can get 3 inches by 7 inches. So the 3.5 inches part is where I will attach to the turban base. So the 7 inches is the length. So I'll just go ahead and slant it a bit so it will have a like a hand shape when you want to use and tie. So just like the way you see me do, that is how I'll go ahead to cut it in a slanted form. So now for the ruffles, that the fabric we use for our ruffles, I just want to show you all the measurement and all we'll do, so that when I go, I sew all at the same point, then come back, we'll work from there. So for the ruffles, I use 41 inches length by 15 inches width. 41 inches length, 15 inches width. So I'll first of all fold the sides of my fabric, then fold it lengthwise and sew. So when I come back, you see what I did. So I'm done sewing the hand of my that I'll attach to my turban base, I'm just turning it to the good side. I sewed it on the wrong side, so I've turned it over to the good side. Now I will fit it in. Before I fit it in, I will fold it inside in on itself. This is to prevent the fraying part from showing. So but if you weave yours and you want it out, you're free to do so, but I folded in mine before I fitted in. So that part we pleated, take note, is only to the part we pleated I'm fitting this hand in. So when I fit it in, I will hold it down with a pin and go to my sewing machine and sew it. So hold it down with a pin, go to my sewing machine. I will do this on both sides of my turban base. Take note, the hand is for the both sides of the turban base. So when I fit it in, I've done the sewing. This is how it looks. So from the edge where we have our hand attached, from the we'll make a running stitch towards where the hand is, just that straight line. We'll make a running stitch towards where the hand is attached to our turban base, and we'll stop where our stitch stop. So now I've made the running stitch to the end. Remember, we are not sewing on the pleated part, so I've made my running stitch to the end. I'll now back stitch to keep my stitches in place. That is just going through towards the end again with your needle, then secure it tightly in place. Then the front part, the center, I'll make a running stitch from that opening towards the front, but I will not make my running stitch on the first, that's the first pleat I have. I'll just make a running stitch from that 2.5 opening, that straight line, towards the front of my turban. Then I'll still back stitch to hold it down in place. Remember, we still have our 2.5 opening. So this straight line at the center, make sure it is directly straight to the center of your head. You can put it on your mannequin head to mark it before you do this running stitch on your turban, to be sure that it's on the center front of your hair. So I'll just go ahead and stitch it down in place. If you've watched up to this point and you've not clicked on the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button to join the craft team for more headwear tutorials, fashion accessory DIYs, and millinery tips. Also, like this video, share for a wider audience. Somebody may benefit from this video through you, so click on that share button. And if you've not clicked on the notification bell, click now, so you'll be the first to be notified when new video drops. So I've gone ahead to secure my stitches. I'll now turn my turban inside out to the good side. So this is how our turban base looks like. So now for our design, I'll put the front ruffles. As I said, I folded all the sides of my fabric. You can go ahead to weave yours. So after folding, I folded it lengthwise and sewed. That is the good side facing each other, lengthwise and sew. So now I'll turn it over to the good side, then bring the sewn part to the center. I'll bring the sewn part to the center. So now that sewn part becomes my wrong side. So I will turn it over and let the good side be facing me. As the good side is facing me, I'll now make like pleats. I'll now form pleats with my hands, holding my fabric the same lengthwise or the open part, so you will get it clearly. The part that is open, that is where I'm making this pleat. I'll now put it with a 2.5 inch opening. Do you remember our 2.5 inches opening? This is what it's for. So I'll now pass it through my 2.5 opening and fit it to be sure my fabric is aligned well at the center. So when I'm sure my fabric is aligned well at the center, I'll now bring it together and sew. See what I'm doing is align now at the center. I'll now bring both edges together. I'll bring both edge together and make a stitch. I'll go to my sewing machine and sew it to keep it in place. This is how we'll get to form our front ruffles. So I'll just go ahead and sew. This is what I get after sewing. This is how it is. I'll now gently fold it over to the other side. This sewn part now becomes our wrong side. I'll now fold it over to the good side. I'll fold it over to the good side. Then the seam area, I'll bring it to the center. You just go ahead, adjust it to your seam area. That is where you sewed, is now in the center of your ruffle, so it's not seen on any side of your turban, the front or the back. You don't get to see the seam. Now fold it over, adjust your ruffles till you get your seam to the center where it's not shown. Then the way you want your ruffles to be, go ahead to adjust it till you get the perfect placement that you want on your turban base, and you get a beautiful outcome. So this is what I'm doing. Just go ahead and adjusting till I'm satisfied, or you can keep it on your mannequin head to be sure you're adjusting it right the way you want. And this is what I got after much adjustment, the way I want it. So, and remember, you will use your handle to tie at the back. So this is the perfect finishing of our work. Look how beautiful it is. This is the outcome of the work. If you've enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, share for more audience to benefit also from this video. I am Ibiware. I'm always here to share beautiful headwear designs with you. Like and subscribe and join our growing community. Like I always say, whatever you think you can create, so be creative. To meet again, bye.